It's wanting to build the life you want, it's another to protect it legally. Here's the hard truth that many of us are not willing to pay attention to. Most people are legally vulnerable the moment they sign a mortgage, a lease, or business contract. Not because they don't care, but because they don't have access to affordable legal support or even know where to start. Legal advice these days can feel intimidating and expensive. Whether it's lease issues with tenants or Airbnb guest disputes, hidden clauses in contracts, identity theft or online fraud, or unexpected legal letters and lawsuits, the more you grow, the more there is to protect. And the most costly it becomes not to. I once heard a wealthy entrepreneur said, if you're building wealth, make sure you have two people in your corner, a good accountant and a great lawyer. Because trust me, you will need them. And when the moment comes, they can either save you a fortune or their absence can cost you everything. Even Robert Kiyosaki talks about this over and over in his books. Wealth without legal literacy is a risky game. Now let's even go deeper into something we rarely talk about, estate planning. If you own property, if you have kids, or you've simply worked hard to build something of value, you absolutely need a legal will, a power of attorney for finances and health, the right people legally designated to make decisions if you can't. I've seen families torn apart and wealth lost just because these basics were not in place. And I get it. It's not your fault. Most people don't even know where to begin or assume it will cost thousands. But here's the good news I have for you. It doesn't have to. It changed the game for me when I find out it didn't have to cost me a fortune. That's why today I'm sharing something I personally use. And trust me, I had to search for it to find it and use it. A simple, affordable legal membership that gives you unlimited consultations with licensed attorneys, contract and documents review, legal calls, letters, and emails sent on your behalf, traffic tickets defense, court representation in covered areas, and your full estate plan, will, living will, and power of attorney included. All for less than the cost of a dinner out each month. Here's one of the biggest mistakes I see people make. People pour all their energy into buying the assets, but forget to protect the legacy. We insure our phones, but leave our homes, our businesses, and our family's future wide open. This service changed that for me. That's why I recommend it. So if you're ready to own smart, live protected, and build a legacy on your terms, DM the word justice or check the link in the show notes to learn more about the legal membership and I personally use and trust. Let's not just build wealth, let's protect it, let's pass it on, and let's do it right. Thanks for being here.
Here are some happy clients that have been using it.
A few years back, where we were flying to Hawaii with the family on vacation, and we had bought 4 tickets and spent over $5,000 on these 4 tickets. And when we got to Las Vegas, we got stranded in Las Vegas for an entire day because of a mechanical issue on the incoming plane. It wasn't weather related, it was a mechanical issue. So we worked with the airline, but we spent the entire day in Las Vegas. We lost the night at the hotel. We missed the day of our vacation. When I got home, I contacted the airline and I said, is there anything you can do for us? Explain what happened. And unfortunately, they said their policy was that there was nothing that they could do in that situation, but to please fly them again and they would do better next time. I did my provider law firm who wrote a letter on my behalf to the airline, And within 2 weeks, I had an apology letter from this airline in the mail with 4 free tickets to use anywhere in North America. So we used those tickets to fly to California. It was worth over $2,000 in the end of those 4 tickets, but it's all because I had access to my legal rights. I had access to an attorney who could write that letter on my behalf. So where my contact didn't get the results I wanted,
Here's the next person.
Fixed over the summertime, and when I got the car back and went on the highway, the air coming through the vents was hotter than the air outside. So it was pretty evident it didn't do the repairs properly. And I'm getting a runaround for the manager at the repair shop, so I called my attorney just to see what my rights were in that situation. Found out that I actually had legal merit. I was in the right, so the attorneys made a decision to make a phone call on my behalf. And I got a call back from the attorney a few moments later as a follow-up, and was able to get the manager at the repair shop not only to make the repairs, but was also able to get them to waive all the labor fees. So I was able to save over $250 in labor charges just by the attorney making a phone call on my behalf. I did get a traffic ticket, and when I was pulled over, I actually found out that I had a warrant for my arrest in the state of Alabama. Now, I knew it couldn't have been me because I'd never been to the state of Alabama, so I went back and forth with the officer. He was really kind about it, but I said, look, that wasn't me. He ran down all of the information. I said, well, it sounds like me, but I had never been to the state of Alabama. Luckily, I also had to use my 24/7 emergency access, had the attorney speak on my behalf, which, helped me to be able to go home that night. Felt really good about knowing that I had that type of protection. But on the back end, I was able to talk to my fraud advisor and specialist and they found the errors. They found that someone actually did use my information right in the state of Alabama. Of course, when they got a ticket with my information on ID, their picture, they didn't go to court. So that's how I ended up with a warrant. When they found those errors, they actually restored me back to the way it was before that thief got a hold of it. They didn't find that gentleman that used my information, but I didn't have to go to the state of Alabama on a ticket that wasn't mine. So I felt really good.
He just didn't put it in the divorce papers. So it was very stressful for me because I had to go outside to try to find the help that I needed. When I spoke with my attorney and told him my story, they wrote up that letter so fast and sent it out. That just changed my whole life. Had I not made that call to, I wouldn't be here. So thank you.